You are not speaking about city business.
I am. This is city business. You're saying that women who have been sexually assaulted and a mayor and Martinetti and Guyan not protecting these women, you're saying that's not city business?
This is not city.
They are being retaliated against by Alicia Morejon, according to them, for 5 weeks now. Is that not city business?
This is not city business.
So women who are sexually assaulted, who work for the city, who are allegedly assaulted by people in the city.
You are out of line.
What's out of line is you're ignoring the fact that these women need to be protected.
You are out of line.
Have you heard about your lawyer? Have you heard that there are 3 women who went to the police who claimed they were sexually assaulted by a fellow city worker? And you're saying that's not city business?
This is a commission meeting for the purpose of conducting city business. This is not.
There is nothing more important than protecting city workers from being sexually assaulted by another city worker.
I am Leroy Truth from Leroy Truth Investigation because the truth matters. Breaking news. Boss Stack, referring to Mayor and State Senator of New Jersey, Brian P. Stack, brings in Senator Bobby Goldbars Menendez's consigliere to attempt to stop Leroy Truth, yours truly. Now, who exactly is Donald Sarinsky? Donald Sarinsky is the best friend, defender, and political fundraiser to Senator Bobby Goldbars Mendez and Brian P. Stack, Mayor and State Senator of New Jersey. Now, I want to say congratulations to Bob and Nadine Mendez on their wedding this weekend. Here's a quote by Donald Sarinsky. Congratulations to Senator Bob and now his wife Nadine Mendez on their wedding this weekend. I had the honor of being Bob's best man and toasting the newlyweds at their small, socially distant reception attended by less than 50 family members. And as you see the picture there, socially distant. Now, Senator Bob Menendez, Donald Sarinsky, and Mayor Brian P. Stack have one thing in common. Former mayor, senator, and convicted felon William Musto was their mentor. They learned from the best. Just like Musto, Menendez is heading to his final destination in his political career, prison. Will Mayor and State Senator Brian Stack be far behind? Let's see. Just like Stack and Menendez, Sarinsky's name has been mentioned in several scandals. Let's start in 1999. Sarinsky is also the man who can be heard on a secretly taped phone call in 1999 referring to Mendez while urging Oscar Sandoval, a psychiatrist with millions of dollars in Hudson County healthcare contracts, to share one of his contracts with another physician. Mendez was a congressman at the time. On the tape, which Sandoval released in 2006 while embroiled in a Hudson County corruption scandal, Sarinsky pressured Sandoval to rehire another psychiatrist that he had fired a year earlier, and to do so as a favor to Mendez. Now, rehiring the doctor would offer Sandoval protection. I'm doing way too many air quotes here, obviously. This is ridiculous. And of course, when you do quotes, you're alleging corruption. Sarinsky told him, personally, meaning Sandoval, risked losing the contract if he didn't comply with the request. Protection, these are the words organized crime users use. These should not be coming from people in government working with government officials, let alone a lawyer. Maybe Donald Sarinsky knows a thing or two about organized crime. In 2003, Donald Sarinsky found himself in the middle of a mob investigation. Here's from a newspaper article, March 2003. News reports say state and federal investigators are looking into allegations that McGreevy's office, this is at that time Governor McGreevy's office, sought special treatment for Prisco as a favor to none other than Donald Sarinsky. An angry McGreevy denies involvement and urges media to chase the bad guys. Responsible for Prisco's parole, but later refuses to release phone records that could absolve his office. And that's the typical playbook of dirty politicians, or we'll say allegedly dirty politicians. Instead of speaking candidly about the truth, which they almost never do, they will get angry. It is a tactic, and they will get angry and deflect to someone or something else. And most of the time, the mainstream media just goes with it. That's why the mainstream media fails, and that's why I am the new wave of journalism, where we find a story. In this case, the story was brought to me, the whole Mayor P. Stack alleged corruption story, and now all these players are in there. The Ralph Pasantes, the royal printing family, the Pasante family, Justin Mercado, Alicia Morahan, Lieutenant Matulowicz, Donald Sarinsky, Senator Bob Mendez. They're all in this weird, incestuous, political, alleged corruption family. Now, what role did Sarinsky play in trying to help a mobster get out of jail early? This is nuts. May 2002. Board Chairman Mario Paparozzi meets with two Prisco attorneys seeking to appeal the mobster's parole denial. One of the attorneys, let's see what the name is here, is Donald Sarinsky, a major Democratic fundraiser who was chief counsel to Governor McGreevy's transition team. They're all in this. And ex-disgraced Governor Jim McGreevy is running for mayor of Jersey City, of course. He can't. Connect the dots, people. And then you redress the government. You call the mainstream media. You demand these people drop out of the race. May 17, 2002. Prisco's parole denial is officially erased or vacated without going through normal parole board procedures. Where there's smoke, there's fire, boys and girls. Gomez Rivera, one of the two board members who approved the unusual move, here we go, the unusual move, later says Paparozzi urged him to act as a favor to the governor's office. Continuing. In 2015, Sarinsky's name again popped up in a corruption scandal. This at the trial of a powerful Democratic boss named Joe Ferrio. Seems Joe once worked for Sarinsky and Hollenbeck, the firm founded by Donald Sarinsky himself. Yesterday, the potentially far-reaching aspects of the case emerged with news that a Virginia company that first proposed the Xanadu project in the Meadowlands was asked to raise $50,000 in 2005 for Bob Menendez, then a congressman, after it received a critical permit from the Army Corps of Engineers, court documents show, according to a Bergen Record report. Mara wants to put Dakotas on the stand to ask him about this. A meeting in August of 2002 among Ferrio and attorneys Donald Sarinsky and Bob Dakotas. According to Dakotas' memory of the meeting in Dumont, where Ferrio was in attendance, Sarinsky and Hollenbeck told Dakotas that they had been asked to represent a competitor who intended to use scorched earth. Here we go again, scorched earth, Sarinsky's alleged words, tactics to defeat the Mills Corporation's bid to serve as project developer for the Meadowlands. For $35,000 a month, though, they would work for Mills according to the indictment. I have real concerns in this case, said Baldassar. There are a lot of players who might say to themselves, how were these guys not defendants? Then in 2017, during Menendez's first corruption trial, Sarinsky's name again appeared. At Menendez's trial, fundraisers' testimony ties Sarinsky to alleged payments. And this is the guy that Mayor Brian Stack hired to sit at the head table at the last city commissioners meeting in Union City, New Jersey, to attempt to handle me, to attempt to shut me down, to attempt to stop me from speaking, to attempt to stop me from speaking about the three women who allege they have been sexually assaulted and they're being retaliated against almost every day by their direct supervisor in Union City, New Jersey, Alicia Morahan.
Stack, do you know that there are three women, including one who has emailed you directly and you've ignored her? She claims she was sexually assaulted. He says to me, that's why he's not protecting the three women who have alleged sexual assault.
You are not speaking about city business.
I am. This is city business. You're saying that women who have been sexually assaulted and a mayor and Martinetti and Guyan not protecting these women, you're saying that's not city business?
This is not city.
They are being retaliated against by Alicia Morahan, according to them, for 5 weeks now. Is that not city business?
This is not city business.
So women who are sexually assaulted, who work for the city, who are allegedly assaulted by people in the city.
You are out of line.
What's out of line is you're ignoring the fact that these women need to be protected.
You are out of line.
Have you heard about your lawyer? Have you heard that there are three women who went to the police who claimed they were sexually assaulted by a fellow city worker? And you're saying that's not city business?
This is a commission meeting for the purpose of conducting city business. This is not.
There is nothing more important than protecting city workers from being sexually assaulted by another city worker. Let's continue. You know how we move on? Mayor Stack and Guyan and Martinetti, they will say they will protect these women, they will stop the retaliation of Alicia Morahan, your direct supervisor. That's how you can move on.
If you have questions or issues.
Yes, I'm going to ask again, once again to the board, will you protect these women and will you stop Alicia Morahan, the direct supervisor, from retaliating against these women?
No, that's not the way this works. No, that's not the way this works. more.
Doing 100% of our meetings throughout the community and the work that you do every day. Thank you, Commissioners.
Hey, Commissioner Martinetti. Commissioner Martinetti, I'm Leroy Truth, Leroy Truth investigation. And Mayor Stack, why aren't you protecting these women from Alicia Morahone, who, according to sources, they claim you have directed Alicia Morahone to retaliate against them? And Mayor Stack turns his back on not just we the people, but on those women. Shame on you.
Shame, shame, shame.
Is he a commissioner?
No, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. This lawyer should know better. Do you care, Mr. Lawyer? Bala, what is your name? What's the firm you're with?
What's your name, sir?
Why don't you give it your name? What are you afraid of?
Would you mind?
Go back to North Bergen, where you belong.
Oh, I belong in North Bergen.
Thank you, I appreciate that statement. What is your name, sir?
They have a better mayor than Mayor Stack, I tell you that.
Have your name so I know who
I'm
to
harassing people.
I'm asking you your name.
That'll get you in trouble.
Sure. What's your name, sir?
What is harassment? Don't hire this lawyer because he doesn't know the law. He thinks asking questions is harassment. Don't call him at 1-800-I-don't-know-the-law-lawyer.com.
Donald Sarinsky. And he failed miserably. You can't stop me. You can't handle me. I'm an independent man, a relentless, committed man to uncovering the truth about you, Mayor Stack, about you, Donald Sarinsky, about you, Senator Bob Mendez, about you, Governor Murphy, about you, Esther Flores, about you, Justin Mercado, and the list goes on and on. In the corruption trial of U.S. Senator Robert Mendez on Wednesday, a witness identified New Jersey lawyer Donald Sarinsky as the go-between who procured $700,000. I'm not making any statements of fact. These are just, I'm reading things that are in the newspapers. Every man I'm listing here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Now, talk about Stand By Your Man, and I don't mean that song from Tammy Wynette. Stand by your... You get it. In October 2023, Sarinsky donated to Senator Bobby Goldbar Menendez Defense Fund. Quote from Donald Sarinsky, "Bob has been my personal friend for a lifetime," Sarinsky added. "As his friend, I am there for him in his time of need. I fully intend to contribute to his defense fund as I did with his last indictment." You're a U.S. Senator. There shouldn't be a last indictment. There should be no indictments. Everyone should be above any reproach of alleged corruption or anything that smells like that. But Sarinsky is well versed in this world, this swamp. Sarinsky making political donations should not surprise anyone. He has made it a lifelong practice. A search of election records that I did show this. You can look at these too. Donald himself gave $279,000 to various elected officials and parties. His firm gave $298,000 to various elected officials and political parties. Members of his firm gave $111,000 to various elected officials and political parties. That is a lot of money to be giving away. And where does that money all come from? Who knows? However, one thing we do know is that Union City taxpayers in the last few years paid Donald Sarinsky's law firm $2.6 million for legal services. What kind of legal services are costing Union City taxpayers that much money? Also, $2.6 million approximately was paid to Royal Printing in the last few years. And that's Brian's personal, special, government-preferred printing company. Now, between Royal Printing and Donald Sarinsky, Union City taxpayers are on the hook for over $5 million. And if you're a Union City taxpayer, I bet you didn't know that. Now, this is just the beginning of my investigation into Donald Sarinsky, Senator Bob Menendez, Mayor Brian Stack, and more. More players will be uncovered as I continue. This is just scratching the surface. Much more to come. Make sure to like this video, make sure to share this video, and get the word out. The only way we can stop corrupt politicians and allegedly corrupt lawyers is by investigating them and exposing their alleged corruption and criminality to the light of day. Mainstream media doesn't do this for the most part. They'll do a blip here and there, and then they move on. I will not stop until I have investigated and exposed to the light of day every single one of the 1,000 plus complaints and tips of allegations of corruption of Mayor Brian Stack, and now looking at Donald Sarinsky as well, and Senator Mendez. Much more to come. I appreciate you. See you next time.